Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the water collection systems. Then first one is the design of sanitary sewer system. In last lecture we already discussed about the design of stormwater. Now in this lecture we learn details about the design of sanitary sewer system. The public sanitary sewer perform two primary functions: safely carry the design peak discharge, transport suspended material to prevent deposition in the sewer. In designing the sewer system, the designer must conduct preliminary investigations, review design considerations, and select a basic data and criteria. Designs the sewers when include preparation of the preliminary sewer system and design of individual sewers and prepared contract drawing and specification. Preliminary investigations of the area to be served as required not only to obtain the data needed for the design and construction but also to record the main informations or the pertinent informations about the local conditions before construction begins. There are a map and other drawings of the area, locationals of the streets, then railways, public park, buildings, ponds, streams, drainage, ditches, and other features are structure which may be influenced the sewer system. A benchmark on the each block of every street. If the possible counters at the suitable interval, high and low points and changes in surface slopes, local rainfall and the runoff data, if any otherwise measurement in the field should be taken, the characters of the soil in which the sewers are to be constructed, then the local wage of unskilled and skilled laborers are also important. The designing a sanitary sewers involve estimation of the waste flow rate for the design data and evaluation of any local conditions. That condition may affect the hydraulic operations of the system. The selection of the hydraulic designs is also important. Then the equation alternative sewer pipes, materials and minimum and maximum size, minimum and maximum velocities and slopes, the evaluation of alternative alignment or that of designs. So that design flow, peak hourly flows and the peak infiltration allowance for the entire service area are used for the design of new sanitary sewers. Then hydraulic use for the designs of new sanitary sewers. These are the given equation where the hydraulic design is called the hydraulic design equation. The Manning equations are commonly used. Nu is equal to 1 by n r square divided by r raised to 2 by 3 and s raised to 1 by 2. This is the hydraulic design equation. Now next is design procedure. Now what is the design procedure for the sanitary sewer or sanitary water? Lay out the sewer, first one, and draw a line to represent the proposed sewer in each street or to observe near of on the line indicate by the arrow the direction in which the wastewater is to flow. Except in special cases, the sewer should slope with the surface of the street. It is usually more economical to plan the system to that the uh, wastewater from any street will flow to the point of the disposal by the most direct or directly route. In general, the lateral connect with the mains of these, in turn connect with the trunk sewer, which leads to the point of the discharge or to an intercepting sewers. Locate the manholes. Uh, Locate the manhole at the changes in direction, changes in slope, at pipe junctions with the exceptions of the building connections at the upper end and the ends of all laterals for cleansing and flushing the lines, and at interval from 90 to 120 meter or the less as required, given each manhole as identification number. So the establishing the limit of service area. Sketch the limit of the service area. Serves the limit of service area for each lateral if a single lateral will be required to. The accommodate an area larger than can be served by the minimum size of the sewer with the minimum slope of the area should be subdivided further where the street are laid out. Assume that the limit are midway between them. If the street layout is not shown on the plan, the limits of the different service areas cannot be determined as closely, and the topography may serve as guide. To determine the area of each service area, measure the area of each service area by using scale and enter the value on the map. So, in general, there are some summarized points are given that the design period is important, population density, then residential wastewater flow, then the infiltration allowance, inflow allowance, then hydraulic design equation, minimum pipe size, minimum velocity of water, and minimum cover of that to the whole is summarize the basic design criteria. Means these are the important for the design criteria. Then first is the minimum slope of the sewer. To assure that sewer will carry suspended sediment, two approaches have been used. The minimum velocity and the minimum boundary shear stress method, and also called the tractive force. Self-cleansing, a full pipe velocity of at least 0.6 meter per second, minimum slope of the sewer. To assure that the sewer will carry suspended sediment, two approaches have been used. The minimum velocity and the minimum boundary shear stress method, also called the tractive force. The self cleansing, full pipe velocity is 0.6 meter per seconds. Then next is the definition of the sewer. We know that the sewer is a pipe or a conduct carrying the sewage, or the sewer are usually not flow full gravity flow. The full flowing sewage are called the force main, as the flow is under the pressure is called the sewers. Now next concept is the sewer material. For making that sewers, the various materials are used like the asbestos cement. Then it is called, when the material asbestos cement is used, then it's called the asbestos cement sewer. Then second is the brick sewer. Third one is the cement sewer. Then cast iron sewer, split sewer, then plastic sewers. These are the types of the sewer materials. Now let us see the first one is the asbestos cement sewer. The type of sewers likely asbestos cement sewers are manufactured from the mixture of cement and asbestos fiber. So the asbestos cement sewer are suitable for carrying the domestic sanitary sewage. Asbestos cement sewer is the best as vertical pipe for the carrying sludge from the upper floors of the multi-store buildings. There is the two pipe systems are used for plumbing and for that of sewer material. Second is the advantages of that asbestos cement. These are used, we know that these are used in a multi-floor building. So it is first advantage is it is very smooth. Second is it having a low weight, means lightweight. It is in a lightweight. Then it can be easily cut into parts. It is fitted by using a drilling machine. Then durable against the soil corrosion. These are the advantages of the asbestos cement sewers. Next concept is the disadvantage of asbestos cement sewer. It is brittle but cannot withstand heavy loads. They can be easily broken in handling and transport. These are the main disadvantage of this one, asbestos cement sewer. Then second type of sewer material is the brick sewer. This type of sewer is made up of the bricks and made at the site and used for the construction large size sewer. Then the brick sewers are very useful for the construction of storm sewer or combined sewer. So nowadays the brick sewers are replaced by concrete sewers. These brick sewers may get deformed and the leakage may take place. So a lot of labors are required for this one. So as compared to brick sewer, the cement sewer are to be used. Then the next type of sewer is the cement concrete sewer. This is first subtype is the PCC, which having a diameter up to the 60 centimeter, which is suitable for the small storm drains and it is not durable. A second subtype is the RCC, which having a diameter is smaller than 60 centimeter. They may be cast in a situ, means it is freshly prepared, or the precast. The resistant to heavy loads, then corrosion and high pressure. They are very heavy and difficult to the transport. These are in general discussion of the points about the cement concrete material. Then next is the cast iron sewers. These types of sewers are high strength and durability, watertight. Cast iron sewers can withstand high internal pressure and can bear external load. That cast iron sewers are suitable for the following conditions, in which the first condition is when the sewer or the sewage is conveyed under the high pressure. When the sewer line is subjected to the heavy external load, like under the railway lines, foundation wall, etc., then the below highway, these are the conditions where it is used. When there is the considerable difference in temperature, then also the cast iron sewers are used. Then the next subtypes is the steel sewer. This type of sewer are impervious, light, resistant to high pressure, flexible, suitable, but it is suitable when the sewage is carried under the pressure. Then sewage has to be carried across a river under the water. If the sewer has to cross under a railway track, and they are generally used for the outfall and trunk sewers. Where these are the conditions to use for the steel sewer. Then next is the plastic sewer. Nowadays, the PVC, polyvinyl chloride sewers are used for the carrying sewage. The plastic sewers are resident to corrosion. Such type of sewers are light in weight, smooth, can be bent easily. There is no loss of material. There is no threats of corrosion. But these types of sewer are the high coefficient of thermal expansion and cannot be used in a very hot areas. Then the other types of the sewer materials like wooden sewers, then the stone sewers are also used. Then next one is the applications of that sewers. The structures which can be constructed as a suitable intervals along the sewage system to help its efficient operations and maintenance are called the sewer appearance. Now these sewer appearance include manhole, drop manholes, lamp holes, then clean outs, street inlet called the gullies, then catch basins, then flushing tanks, grease and oil traps, then inverted siphons and storm regulators. Then let us see the first sewer appearance is the manhole. The manhole is a masonry or the RCC chamber which is constructed at a suitable interval along the sewer lines for providing the access into them. Thus, the manhole help in inspection, cleaning and maintenance of the sewer. These are provided at every bend, junctions, change of gradient or change of diameter of the sewer. The sewage line between the two manhole is laid straight when or with even gradient. For the straight sewer line, manholes are provided at the regular interval depending upon the diameter of that of sewers. The spacing of manhole is recommended for the sewer up to the 0.3 meter diameter or sewers which cannot be entered for the cleaning or inspection. The maximum spacing between the manhole recommended is 30 meter and 300 meter spacing for pipe in generally which is greater than 2.0 meter in diameter. A spacing allowance of 100 meter per 1 meter diameter of the sewer is a general rule in case of very large sewers. Internal dimensions required for the manholes are provided is the minimum width of the manhole should not be less than the internal diameter of the sewer pipe up to the 150 millimeter benching on both the sides. Then the next concept is the classification of manholes. Then the first one is it is depending upon the depth of the manholes can be classified as the shallow manhole, normal manhole and deep manhole. Let us see that subtypes. Then first is the shallow manhole. We can see it in a diagram. There are the 0.7 to 0.9 meter in a depth. That shallow manhole is having this depth. This is constructed at the start of the branch sewer or at a place not subjected to heavy traffic conditions. These are provided with a light cover at the top and it is called as the inspection chamber. So in that manhole this is covered at the top, then this is the chamber covered, then this is made by C2 concrete surrounded by a constructor, and this is the chamber ring and the base slab. This is the typical diagram of the shallow manhole. Then second subtype is the deep manhole. We can see it in a diagram. There is a diagram of a deep manhole which having a depth is more than the 1.5 meter. The section of such manhole is not uniform throughout the areas. The size in upper portion is reduced by providing an offset. Steps are provided in such a manhole for the descending into manhole. These are provided with a heavy cover at its top to support the traffic load. Means these manhole can be used in heavy traffic areas. Then next is the straight manhole. Though the manholes, this is the simplest type of manhole which is built on a straight run of the sewer with no side junctions. Where there is a chance in size of sewer, the soft fit or the crown level of the two sewer should be the same, except where the special conditions required. At that condition, the straight manholes are used. Then next is the junction manhole. This type of manholes are constructed at the every junction of two or more sewers and on the curved portion of the sewer. With curved portions situated within the manhole, this type of manhole can be constructed with the shape other than the rectangular to suit the curve requirement and achieve economy. The soft fit of the smaller sewer at the junctions should not be lower than that of the larger sewer, and the gradient of the smallest sewer or that of smaller sewer may be made steeper from the previous manhole to reduce the difference of inward at the point of junction to a convenient amount. Then the next type is the normal manhole. That there is the diagram which is shown the normal manhole. These manholes are 1.5 meter in deep with dimensions 1.0 meter into 1.0 meter square or rectangular with 1.2 meter into 0.9 meter. These are provided with a heavy cover at its top to support the anticipated traffic load. Then next subtypes of manhole is the side entrance manhole. In large sewer where it is difficult to obtain the direct vertical access to sewer from the top ground level due to obstructions such as other pipe lines like water, gas, etc., the access shaft should be constructed in the nearer convenient position of the lines of the sewer and connected to the manhole chamber by the lateral passage. The floor of the side entrance passage, which should fall at the about 1 to 30 towards the sewer, should enter the chamber and not lower than that of the soft fit level of the sewer. In large sewer, necessary steps or a ladder with safety chain or removable handrail should be provided to reach the benching from the side entrance above the soft fit. The next is the drop manhole. When a sewer connected with another sewer where the difference in level between inward level or a branch sewer and water line in the main sewer at the maximum discharge is greater than 0.6 meter, a manhole may be built either with vertical or nearly vertical drop pipes from higher sewer to the lower one. The drop manhole is also required the same sewer line in sloping ground when the drop from than 0.6 meter is required to control the gradient and satisfy the maximum velocity, means that is non-scoring velocity. The drop pipe may be outside the shaft, and in case the concrete or support on a backside brackets inside the shaft. If the drop pipe is outside the shaft, the continuation of the sewer should be built through the shaft wall to form a roading, and inspection by manually provided with the half blank. This is the diagram of a typical circular drop manhole. When the drop pipe is inside a shaft, it should be of cast iron and provided with adequate arrangement of roading and with water caching of 150 mm depth at the end. The diameter of the drop pipe should be at least equal to incoming pipes. Now next one is the scraper or the service type manhole. All the sewers above 450 mm in diameter should have one manhole at intervals of 110 to 120 meter of scraper type. This manhole should have a clear opening of 1.2 meter into 0.9 meter at the top of the facilitate lowering the buckets. Then the flushing manhole, next type. In flat ground for the branch sewer, when it is not possible to obtain the self cleansing velocity at all flows due to very little flow, it is necessary to incorporate flushing device. This is achieved by making grooves at interval of 45 to 50 meter in the main drains, in which the wooden planks are inserted and water is allowed to held up. When the planks are removed, the water will rush and high velocity, facilitating cleaning of the sewers. Alternatively, the flushing can be carried out by using water from overhead, the water tank through the pipes, and flushing hydrants or through the fire hydrant or tankers and house. The flushing manholes are provided at the head of the sewers. The sufficient velocity shall be imparted in the sewer to wash away the deposited solids. In case of heavy choking in the sewers, care should be exercised to ensure that there is no possibility of a backflow sewer into the water supply mains. Hope so you understand all the concept or classification of manholes, all the types of manholes, flushing manhole, scraper, then thank you.